It's Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I am coming to you on almost the end of the day for Halloween. It's 11:49 p.m. here in Wisconsin on October 31st. Welcome. Let me get my devices set up quick so I can see if anybody joins me live. And we'll get down to business. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you found me. Let me know where you're joining from. Feel free to join in the conversation. I like to do collaborative crafting, so when people join in, it's just fun to share some ideas and suggestions. And sometimes we go a whole different path from what I originally had planned. So tonight I'm going to try to make it quick. Anybody who hasn't joined my team that wants to, you've got like 10 more minutes because it is almost midnight in Utah, which is where Stampin' Up! Is based. So here's the code. Scan it, join it. You get $125 worth of product. Hey, Yuta. I just started, so I'm only like 5 minutes early. Excuse me. Was Juju early too? I didn't look for hers. I've had my hands in a lot of different things. But anyway, 10 minutes left to join my team or the team of the person in your country if you're not in the United States. $125 worth of product. You get it for $35. Free shipping. There's really no strings attached. You will get a discount of at least 20% until March 30th of 2026. And it could go longer than that. It all depends on you and what you want to get out of it. But you'll get a free paper pumpkin kit and a few catalogs you can share with your friends and family. And that's that. Now is just a super good time to join because never ever have they had $125 worth of product for $35. Did you see that? It's $35. So, however quick you can join up if you haven't already. So, how are you, Yuta? I just wanted to get that out there in case anybody needed to join quick because they're running out of time. I am going to be using some scraps, well, not scraps, but some leftovers. Excuse me. Some leftovers. I had done some cards. I don't know. Time flies. This is the end of October. I don't remember when I did the cards. But I use this Elegant Pine Snowflakes 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Yuta. Are you just popping in and out quick? I know you probably need to get some sleep because that's usually what happens. So I appreciate you popping in. But this paper is really pretty, especially if you're a winter person. I am not, but it's still pretty. And I'm just going to take some of this out. I've combined 2 packs of this because I went through pretty much a whole pack. So they've got like some frosted things on the back and then some pine images, different colors. So this is a pretty peacock. The other one was shaded spruce. These are little snowflakes with, must be shaded spruce. Really pretty. I like that one. I think I might like the backs of this paper better than the fronts. But they're really pretty. These would be these would be good papers to use for the card that we had laid out yesterday because there's some of the designs are so dark. We just used like an inch strip. I don't know how I had this all flipped out. I'll fix that later. We just used like an inch strip on our cards. Let me pull in a couple of those. I unfortunately did not get to gluing them today. I was preoccupied. So this was the card layout we did yesterday. So basically just one little strip of designer series paper. It's great to use up your scraps or your stash, whatever. This is from the Florals and Bloom, I think, designer series paper. But with those dark colors, you could really brighten it up and not be afraid of the dark colors. I know a lot of people are really reluctant to use or to even get the designer series papers that are so dark because they can be really overpowering. So I am going to just do a couple of quickie cards. I have to teach a class tomorrow for the college where I'm retired from, but I still pick up some teaching assignments from time to time. So I'm teaching tomorrow, and I have to be in another city, my county, but another city, and it takes me probably about 35 to 40 minutes to get there. So I have to leave pretty early in the morning because the class starts at 7:30. So I already have some things kind of laid out, and I pre-cut some of my cardstock as well. So I'm going to do 2 color versions using some of these scraps. And here I've got the shaded spruce. So I'm doing this basically as a landscape rather than a portrait card, but I like to do mine lengthwise so that when it's folded, people can still display it. If it goes like this, it can fall flat. So I'm doing it the long way. And I don't know if people, I think some people call this a hot dog because it's that long way. And then I've got a piece of that snowflake paper. And by the way, this is cut at 4 1/4. I scored it at 5 1/2. So I scored first and then I cut so that I've got my 2 card bases, but you've all heard me say that before. This piece of designer series paper then, I cut almost the same size as my card front. It's just barely a smidge smaller so that I wouldn't have to trim anything off the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this because it's not going anywhere else. That's all it's going to do. Its function is going to be the backdrop. And this one's pretty too, but I like the snowflakes. And I'm kind of copying a design that Stampin' Up! Had out there on a banner. So I'm doing a little bit of cheating, but I'm still doing all the work. All right, so let's just put this on here. Hey, Juju, welcome. Alrighty, so that you're hardly going to be able to see the card base. Not a big deal. I will cut another piece smaller in here to create a layer with my white so I can put my message in there. All right. Then I have a piece of cardstock the same color as my base. So again, this is the shaded spruce. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. All right. And I'm going to put this on here kind of canted, so it's just kind of casual. So Juju, were you on earlier tonight than you usually go? I know you'd asked if everybody was going early today, and I was actually only a few minutes early. Much to MacMan's dismay, because he wanted me to get to bed earlier tonight because I have to get going so early in the morning. My granddaughter was here and my glue is almost gone on this bottle. So this I'm just going to lay kind of crooked. I don't have to worry about it a whole lot. I just want to make sure those corners don't go over my edges. I'll see if he's still down here. Macman, are you still up? Yep. Are you on the live? Yep. Juju just said hello. Or happy Halloween. He just said hello. He saw it. He's watching. All right, so that's going there. And then to save time, I have already cut out these snowflakes. Yeah. He's pretty funny when he's watching this. I gave you a thumbs up. Okay, honey, thank you. So these were leftovers from a previous card. So we're just going to kind of put these. Oh, he yelled it again. Oh my goodness. That's why I have my door closed, because you probably can't hear him. He might be trying to do it so that you can. We'll see if he comes in. So this I'm actually going to put on here in with a dimensional. This one is going to go in the center. This one with a dimensional, I should probably zoom in a little bit more, huh? And I could probably get this moved a little bit out of the way so I can move up here. All right, and then we're gonna do a word strip. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to get a sentiment. But, oh, I was gonna run this through an embossing folder. We'll do that on the second one. He just said oh, he said thank you. Must be for the great lungs. I was going to run that layer through an embossing folder to give it a little bit more personality. So I will put the embossing folders right on top of the next one so that I don't forget. So I think what we're going to do is see if I can find... There we go. We'll do these traditional labels. And let's do, maybe sending love and joy. Why not? Sending love and joy. There it is. I just want to use that waving banner once. This one. I want to use that one because I think it would be pretty on there. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, let's get a block. And I am going to do this, I think, white on the cherry cobbler, because there's some berries in here that are cherry cobbler. I think that'll work. If we don't think it works, then we'll redo it because it's just paper, right? All right, Versamark, Embossing Buddy. I'm gonna move this up out of the way. Well, that one's really chalky. We had this out last night for my ghouls night out because there was some ghouls who couldn't handle the glue. So there was a lot of glue going on. So we were trying to use our like rubber eraser, you know, these ones. But I like to put the embossing buddy on first because I think it helps get the stickum off. So let's put that down there. I should have put my piercing mat down there. We'll see what happens. That's good. All right, and then I have the white embossing powder. I was very careful to pull out the right color. And I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in my tray, even though I'm probably not gonna use the tray. That's pretty good. There's just a few little speckles on there. That'll be good enough. All right, I'm gonna move that way out of the way. We'll use that later. And then let's get my heat gun plugged in. I moved my little power reel because I don't have enough outlets close to me. So I moved my little power reel. So it's in a different place now, and I think it'll work out okay. I could That heated up a little bit. So we had to take our granddaughter back by her mom today so that she could go trick-or-treating again. Hopefully you can see that getting heat set. It's still kind of magical to me. It's so fun. All right. And then I'm going to cut this down a little bit so I can bring in just my little, oops, did I cut that too small? I did. Look at what I just did. I just cut that too small. Figures. All right, let's do this again. I was not paying attention enough. Let's see if this will work. If I go like this. Ooh, no, I'm going to get another piece of that color. As soon as I let my scissors close on the paper, I knew it was going to be too small. But it's only paper. I can save that for something else. I could fussy cuss this for another card. All right, let's do this again. I can't believe tomorrow's already November. Juju, did anybody else join your team that I might have missed today? You had some good success getting people added into your little community there. That's right, I had one more join last night. Nobody else tonight, but lots of activity this month. It was just a super good deal. I'm glad so many people took advantage of it. One of my gals who's been trying to get somebody to join her team for quite some time. She's a hobbyist mostly. Discount diva sort of thing. But she retired also, so she's kind of looking to maybe do a little bit more, but she finally got somebody to join her team. So she's excited. I think that'll be pretty good. All right, let's try this again. Change hands here. There we go. I don't know why that was so slow changing. All right, there we go. And let's try this again. This time I don't have to cut it down. We'll just leave it there. But I am going to get some washi tape. Looks like my picture's distorted again tonight. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't have it plugged in. My phone was charged. I don't know if it started out that way or if it happened when I zoomed in. Looks a little out of focus too. Maybe I can fix it. I don't know. Technology is not always my friend. Oh, that didn't stay. All right, let's get our little Betsy out here. Oops, I guess I better put a cutting plate under there. I'll be messing things up. Juju, I'm probably not going to have time to catch your video when I'm done, because I'm going to have to head to bed. I'll have to catch it another time. I'll try to give you a thumbs up still before I call it a night. All right, so let's move this out of the way. I actually have a little extra space up here. I kind of scooped some things to clean up for last night, and some things stayed moved out of the way and some things I just have to find new places for. All right, so I don't know if I want to put the big one. I think I might want to put the big one on the left. That just seems a little more balanced to me. And I'm going to have to find another bottle of glue, I think. Riley likes the glue. Oh, and she also likes Wink of Stella a lot. She's like, oh, Grandma, look at my card, because she came in with our Ghouls Night Out. The gals are really good with her. She had Wink of Stella, and she was putting it all over the inside of her card. And I had to remind her that a while back, her Wink of Stella privileges were taken away because she painted the whole inside of her card. And then, of course, in the process, kind of ruined the brush a little bit. So I had to remind her that that is not how we use Wink of Stella. All right, so this one we're just going to put right here. Was there another one? No, okay. So we'll put that one there. And then, I'm not sure why this is slit like that. Maybe so you could put one up and one down, maybe one on dimensionals in the middle. Interesting. I just now noticed that. Well, I don't know that it's really cruel and unusual punishment. She'll get her privileges back with a stern reminder that we don't use it that way. I'll teach her a different technique where she can have the Wink of Stella, the used one that I have. I've got one that's all used up somewhere here. And she can use that as her paintbrush. All right, so this one we'll put in there on a dimensional also. I just wonder if I should put some other dimensionals on. No. Do you think I need them on these flowers, on the edges? I suppose if somebody tries to slide it back in their card, they're going to rip off their snowflake bits. I suppose it wouldn't hurt. I gotta get my take your pick tool. This might be too many, but you know, if I were to give this to my dad and he would put it in the envelope, it would just shear off all the loose parts. So it's probably just safer this way. These little ones are a little harder to get off sometimes when you're doing a a stack of them, because then they start sliding. All right. So we'll pretend I put those on the bottom of theirs. Yeah, I've heard people put water in it and some people put alcohol in it. I like to just put some ink on a block and then have a dish of water, and then I just dip my Wink of Stella brush into the water to wet it and then pick up some of the ink, and then I have glimmery ink. So let's do a dimensional here and here on the top piece, and then we'll do some dimensionals here on that bottom piece. There we go. And then of course I need to find some gems. And maybe curl these ends just a little bit. That didn't do what I expected it to do. I should probably put a little bit of glue under this one. And then probably a little bit of glue under each of those ends. That'll get the desired effect. Oop, that was a big dollop of glue. Just call me Riley. I like getting the most out of those Wink of Stellas that we can. Just because it's empty doesn't mean you need to throw it out, right? There. Now let's get some gems on here, right? And I think I'm going to use these Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink just because they're these clearish ones here. Where did I lose the top to my? Here it is. And I'll just put a couple of these on here. We'll use these up a little bit. There, that'll work. All right, so there's the first card. Now the second one, I want to remember to use the embossing folder. And I should probably just leave those out. I'm probably going to use those again. All right, so let's go to the second one, which is just a different color combination. And we'll leave this one up here. And this one is going to go portrait. So this I'm using the Old Olive. Oh, I don't have a pine cone on there. Maybe it doesn't need one, but maybe it does. We'll figure that out in a minute, huh? That might need a little something. We'll figure that out. All right, I have a pine cone. I don't know if I have any other extras. This one's got a couple. So anyway, so this is the Old Olive. And then this was one of the pieces that we die cut pine cones. I wonder if I should die cut a couple of those. No, that's all right. Because nobody's going to see that when I put this other paper on it. So anyway. Hey, Fifi, how are you? Happy Halloween for you. Halloween's over for me. It's after midnight already. All right, so let's go ahead and I should fold and burnish this. Fifi, do you have trick-or-treaters in your area? I do not have trick-or-treaters by me. We live too far apart. Kids would have to walk or drive too far. Hello, Nicole. Oh, that's right. You guys do November 1st for your All Saints Day. Well, happy All Saints Day to you. We just had Halloween. We're done with Halloween because that was the 31st for us. Now, this one, I thought I would do either the Soft Waves embossing folder, so it kind of looks like whooshy wind, or the So Swirly, so it would look snow-ish. What do you think? Which one should we use? Whoops. Any suggestions? Oh, here's my 2 other pine cones. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting some more dimensionals on here quick. Oh, I guess I want that side, not this side. No trick-or-treaters? Oh, you might have told me about that, because that's starting to sound familiar. Oh, didn't you have some drama in your neighborhood too? Recently? It seems I remember you talking about one of the newer neighbors or something. What are the choices? We have So Swirly or Soft Waves. And I'm just doing one of these snowflakes this time. Yeah, people need to just get along. Yeah, I thought either of those embossing folders would kind of give the illusion of some snowery going on. I'm just trying to get that last one, there we go. That last one off. So we can get those put down. Maybe this is a good idea that, or a good thing that I forgot to put the embossing folder on the first one, because then we can see how much it really makes a difference. Yeah, this was the first one I picked up because it just seemed more like the north wind, where this one just seemed, I don't know, swirly. All right, so let's put this in, but I want it to go this way because we're doing this landscaped this time. So if I put that in the cockeyed way so that my waves still kind of go straight across, but my layer is going to be canted, I think that'll work. So let's go ahead and, I didn't think I was going to need the big one, but I forgot about the embossing folders. These ones are too big for little Betsy. Plate number 1 and plate number 4, if you've got the new machine. So fold is going in first. So you had 80 trick-or-treaters. Oh, you've got a graveyard garden. Oh, how fun. Did you take pictures? You should put those on my Facebook page so I can see them. That would be fun. I just had a couple of little things in the yard from my ghouls that were coming over last night. I didn't put any decorations. Some people do a lot. Us, not so much. Because that just means we have to take it down and put it away too. And with Wisconsin, you never know if we're going to be having snow for Halloween. It's happened. All right, so this will go here. Oh, I think that's going to look cool. 80 trick-or-treaters seems like kind of a lot. You know, when I lived in the city, we would have quite a few. And I would go through bags and bags of candy, but we would also have what we would call the imports, where they would load up a car with all kinds of kids from other neighborhoods, and then they would just drop them off. So they drive them from neighborhood to neighborhood so that they could maximize their candy gathering efforts, I guess. All right. Whoops. There we go. I think that's going to look pretty cool. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I know how frustrating it is to try to get things detangled. All right, so this we'll put here. And, well, I think. And then this one, I still have to have room for the sentiment. Maybe I should do that so that we can see what it looks like. I guess I need another piece of paper for that. Should I do the cherry cobbler again, or should I do... I could do white, or I could do cherry cobbler. I think I'll do the cherry cobbler just to bring out those berries. Yeah, the cherry cobbler is really pretty. It's one of my favorites. All right, I'll try to remember to do Cajun Craze tomorrow. That's funny. That is very funny. All right. I think I want a little bit more powder on there. A couple of these places are kind of thin. Oh, that's better. All right, I'm just going to find the cover. There we go. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do tonight, but I saw this kind of scrolling across my banner. I was on my web page, and I thought, oh, I think we'll do that one. Okay. Hopefully that won't move too much. I've got that powder on there, so the washi tape doesn't want to stick quite as well. Five brooms and 5 witches hats seems like kind of a lot, but if you're decorating a whole yard... So let's see. Most of the decorations inside your house are of an eldritch nature. Huh, okay. There we go. I had, I still do. I have some bats hanging from the ceiling fan in my studio space. I had my little stanchion outside that had my Ghouls Night Out sign on it, and I had the fake spider web stuff, you know, this polyester stuff that you spread out and it gets all, I mean, it sticks to my fingers. It's kind of weird. But I had some spiders hanging from it too. Those are like spider rings that came with it. I had green too, but I never got that out. I kind of ran out of time. Okay, I think we're done with this. Since my kids got past that stage in their lives, we didn't decorate much. And now with our granddaughter, you know, we don't decorate a whole lot with her either. Just because she's not here all the time, but... All right, so let's see what we want to do here. I'm thinking if we use this as our main one and this is our extra one, I'm going to trim some of this off of here. Because I want it to match that canted piece. So let's see how this looks. So if we just put that there, and that'll be on there, hanging over. That makes me a little happier. And then let's glue this one down first. So were the witches' brooms and hats inside or outside? Because you said you've got a graveyard out in the front. Oh, and I missed the part too where you had glowing lanterns and ghosts. Oh, I don't know. That sounds really fun. Hi, Bonnie. All right, and then we'll just put some glue on this. I thought about doing this color, but it just doesn't work for me, so I just left that off to the side. All right, new glue tomorrow, I think. So I already put the layer on there. The one that I was putting all the little dimensionals on, I put that on there. So we might need these snowflakes on this one just to break up some of that space. That might be too much though. Yeah, maybe I like it more plain. Hey, yeah, occupational therapy for that hand. How's that doing, by the way? All right, so this, let's put, I'm going to get big dimensionals here. All right, and then we'll put a couple of dimensionals off here on the ends. And then we're going to do a little dab of glue here, maybe. And then we'll curl up these ends. And hold down those glued parts. That way the banner is kind of waving. So this one I had the sending going down. This one I've got the sending coming up. All right, and then, do we want pine cones on here or not? I mean, there's pines. I think the pine cones look better with this one than they do with this one. Crafting will be good therapy. Just don't overdo it, you know. Know when it's starting to get fatigued that you might need to take a break. Oh, there's another pine cone. All right, so what are we thinking? thinking. I'm thinking I should probably move my camera over this way more. Center up my screen more. I think I like the pine cones on this one. Oh, good, Bonnie. I'm glad you agree. Whoops. So we'll tuck this one under there. And then this one, I think I'll put a little partial dimensional on. Okay, so Nicole likes the dimensionals too. Good. And I just cut a little bit of dimensional off that edging here so that we can use that up. I think that's kind of fun. And then let's go ahead and put these on here. And again, I'm using the ones that are more clear. There's gold. There's like gold. I don't know. It's not really glitter. It might be. I don't know. There's gold bits in there. But they're faceted too, though. So they're pretty. All right, now here we go. So do we need pine cones on the darker version or not? Yeah, this one seemed a little too busy when I put the pine cones on it, so I think that's a good choice. We'll just leave those off here to the side. And then when I do the inside, like I said early on, I will cut another piece of the Designer Series paper to do a smaller layer inside, and then I will use a white piece to go ahead and put my sentiment on. So I will do that later. All right, so everybody seems to be in agreement here. No pine cones here, and pine cones on there did good. I don't know if we want to do it in threes or not. I'm thinking it might need a third one. I don't know. It might be good with the two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an odd number. That's good. Can't spell without auto messing. Yes, autocorrect makes me crazy. Almost as crazy as glitter does. So this is all I have for you tonight, ladies. Just the 2 cards today. I will pull out some Cajun Craze before I shut things down here in the studio so that I can remember to play with that tomorrow. We'll see what kind of fun things I can figure out for Cajun Craze. So, we're a little under an hour. Oh, hi, Susan. We're just finishing up. I'm sorry. Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, it's kind of a quick one. I've just been on, I came on it about 50 minutes ago, just putzing around with these cards, but I have to teach a class tomorrow, so I have to get rolling pretty early in the morning for me. I'll have to leave here before 6:30 in the morning, so I got a few hours to sleep. So thanks for popping in, everybody. I appreciate it. Give me a like if you wouldn't mind before you head out. Feel free to share this with other people. I will post these sometime either later tomorrow night or maybe Sunday. And Nicole, if you've got some Halloween pictures you want to post on somewhere on my Facebook page, find a thread to put it on and we'll take a look. I'd love to see your Halloween yard. So have a good night, everybody. And until next time, happy crafting. Thanks, Nicole.